Arcadian. As within a review, this may contain spoilers. I liked the first half of the movie, and then it went off the rails. This is a horror, survival, action film that takes place in the near future, somewhere in the US. Something happened to the world where creatures, perhaps of alien origin, devastate the population. It was mentioned that it could have something to do with humanity polluting the planet, and the creatures are the solution to a course correct. A few theories were mentioned, which makes it unclear what exactly the creatures are and where they came from. Paul, played by Nicolas Cage, has been raising his 2 teenage sons by himself for the last 15 or 16 years. They live in a 2-story house, and they secure all entry points at sundown. It's revealed that sunlight hurts the creatures. The first half of the movie is very much a survival story, and it's the best part of the movie. It's also suspenseful because we as the audience don't know what is happening and why they need to secure their home. One night, there's a banging on the front door and something is trying to get in. We never get a shot of what is on the other side of the door, and this results in a good intense scene. The interaction between Paul and the boys is good, and the story is compelling up to the second half. The turning point is when the movie goes off the deep end, is when Paul gets severely injured. After that, the story switched from a survival film to a horror action movie. The creatures were baffling. Not only was the CGI of the creatures not great, but I can look past it because I'm pretty sure this was a low budget film. The creatures may not have looked great, but the movie cinematography was great. It had a dark, gritty look that fit the story. What really baffled me about the creatures was their purpose. They had these appendages that they could extend over 10 feet, it seemed like, but they were never used against the humans when they fought. That was just weird. Why show that if you're not gonna use that? The creatures would also move their faces from side to side in a rapid fashion that made them look like they were vibrating. I assumed this was to paralyze or to distract the prey, but it wasn't used effectively, and it was just a visual thing to make the creatures look cool, I guess. The last thing I didn't understand about the creatures is when they appeared somewhere, cockroaches would be left behind. Why? That was an odd choice and it wasn't explained. The second half also provided one of the dumbest scenes in the film. When Paul got severely injured, the boys took him to a nearby farm, seeking shelter and medicine. They were turned away, but they let one of the boys stay. He is given medicine by a teenage girl, and as he is leaving the farm to return to his home, he is stopped by some guy with a gun. The boy gets tied up in some shack, and now the guy with the gun and some other guys are interrogating the kid. The guy with the gun tells the boy that back in the day before the boy's time, when someone was caught stealing, they would get punished. The punishment that they were going to give the kid was for him to be shot in the leg, even though he was telling them that the medicine was given to him and it was for his injured father. That scene was a complete head scratcher. Overall, the movie never explained what was happening outside this town, and for the most part, that was fine with me. I just wish the story could have explained a bit more and provided some clarity on the creatures. There were too many unknowns and whys that affected my enjoyment of the movie. The film is a tale of two halves, and unfortunately the second half brought down the movie for me and left me disappointed. If you stuck around this long, why not give the video a like and subscribe? It's free. Also check out my other videos. Leave a comment and let me know what you think of the film. See you in the next review.